There we go. Was running late. Wasn't sure I was going to make it. Here I am. Hey, if you're watching this excellent broadcast of the Rocky Mountain, that's the other group, of the Jolly Roger Ukulele people. My name's Gary, and I'm delighted that you're watching this. We have an exciting night of music ahead, and we'll see if I can play any of it. We are playing, what are we playing tonight? I went through it earlier. In My Life, we're going to wrap that up today. Let It Be, we'll play one more time. I may be ready to wrap it up. I don't know. We'll see how it goes tonight. And then we're going to start Michelle and Rainbow Connection. Rainbow Connection kind of got tossed in there with other stuff to do because one of our ukulele people, they rescued a frog in their backpack from an airport, and it reminded me of Rainbow Connection, and so we're working on that too, in addition to a bunch of Beatles stuff. So so I'm glad you're here. If you're watching the replay, thank you. If you're here live, remember, just if you're logged into YouTube or Gmail, you can use the chat and ask me. There's nothing to ask, but you could say, "Hey, I'm here." So let's see. What else should I tell you? I think that's about all I need to tell you. That's enough. This is the members group, right? So on Tuesday nights we do the free stuff. Wednesday night we do the members group, and I recommend those of you that are investigating Jolly Roger and thinking, is this something I want to do? I recommend don't become a member until you finish book one, because if you don't like book one, pretty good chance that this isn't for you, right? And which is fine. And then if on the other hand, you like what we're doing in book one, which you should because it's amazing, then that's the time to start thinking about, should I become a member? And then of course the answer is absolutely, because there's hundreds of really great arrangements in the member section that they're over there mostly for copyright reasons. Like, I can't just leave them laying around. All right, I'm looking through my iPad. I don't think I've actually put Rainbow Connection in here yet, or at least not the updated version. And because I always end up playing from the computer that I do the arranging on, and then I don't end up getting it into the iPad the way I'm supposed to. And so, you know how it is. You're aware of that. Let's see. Look at everybody loading in. Elizabeth is here. Have classes started. I'm starting ukulele and guitar classes the second-ish week in April. So I think it's not next week. It's the week after that we'll start those. We start with guitar on Thursday, and then the following Monday we're doing ukulele. And the guitar class filled up. The ukulele class did not yet, but I haven't checked with them if it's yet the last couple weeks. So I'm going to assume that it's going to fill up too. I don't know. I'm going to hope that it fills up too. All right, let me put Rainbow Connection into this iPad, which I have not done yet. That's what I was thinking. And then we'll be ready to rock and roll. Jennifer is here. Jennifer is one of our star pupils. She started it a long time ago, and she says, not sure. And then now she does everything. And so good to see you, Jennifer. Kamos is the one who stole the frog. All right. So if you're looking for a reason why, if you hate playing Rainbow Connection, you can blame her. And LG is here. LG is one of my longtime friends from Vancouver, and she's got all kinds of cool things going on in her life. Big harmonica player, honestly. So thank you guys for being here. And then anybody else I see we've got more people listening in. And again, if you're logged into YouTube or Gmail, then you can use the chat bar, but no requirement, right? Just go to the member section, get your sheet music, and let's play. All right. So first off, I'm going to try to go fast. We got a lot of music to cover in the next 55 minutes, and so I'm hoping to get us through all of it and not have to hold anything over for next week. So I am looking for In My Life is what we're going to play first. I'm looking in the guitar music. I will never find this there. Let's try it here. In My Life. Okay, let's do the ukulele version first. As always, when I've had one of these days where I'm running around, didn't get a chance to warm up, I beg your indulgence. But more importantly than that, that's going to happen in life, right? I mean, we're all busy people. And if you're not, sometimes you're going to show up without necessarily being 100% prepared. That is not true of Elizabeth. She's 100% prepared every time I've ever seen her. But sooner or later it might happen. I always peek through the sheet music real quick to see where my trouble spot is going to be, and I see already number 2, and then that reminds me, oh yeah, that's really the only trouble spot in this song, generally speaking, is that 11 9 10 9. It's just a nasty looking little chord, right? And it's just a D chord, right? But it's up here on 9, and you're going to put an F shape in front of it. Okay, and every time we hit it, just let your ukulele ring out a little bit and make it be just this peaceful moment. If you're on baritone, you're going to play chords. You're going on G chord, D chord, C and C minor. Let's see. Yeah, there's an E minor hanging out down there, an F chord. So on baritone, I'd say that this is not terrible, right? Not terrible. A 7 chord in there. So you're playing your version of those chords. Don't pay no attention whatsoever to the little grid. Just you have to know what your G chord is. You have to know what your D chord is. And when we're playing an ensemble like this, because I can't hear you, sometimes I'll be off on the beat and whatever. And you guys know this at this point. You're like that guy, right? And so it is what it is. All right. In my life, 4-beat count-in. Let's see how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to number 3. to go to number 11. Now jump down. I'm on 21. Hey, Kat, welcome in. I actually think that's a really great arrangement. If I played it as well as I wrote it, I think that I would be in great shape. I love that song. And as most of you guys know, I'm okay on the Beatles, but it's not really my thing. But honestly, that's fun to play. As always, when you're playing an ensemble, we have to play together, right? And so normally I would be listening to you, you'd be listening to me, we'd be getting the timing just right. But when you're a soloist, as I'm kind of am right at the moment, you just want to try to make it as lyrical as possible. And so maybe sometimes you just play it one note too fast or one note too long or whatever. But really always be thinking about, I want this to be a lyrical piece. I mean, it's just really lovely music. And so make it sound like you think it should sound, and don't make it sound like the Beatles made it sound. Don't be beholden to those guys, right? Try to make it the way that it would sound best if you were listening to yourself and you'd be like, listen, here's what I want it to sound like. All right, baritone version. Now, ukulele players, D chord, A chord, G chord, G minor. Do you know that one? What is G minor? It's this one. God, I was like, geez, Gary, what is G minor? D7. That's that guy for you. B minor. Do you remember B minor? Bar on 2, ring finger over here. I think it was K-Moss last night who was saying, man, I hate these bar chords with this ring finger over here. I don't know if she used the word hate, but that was deep inside of her soul. On page 2, you got a C chord. Another B minor. Oh, you have an E7. Remember how to do an E7? Index, middle, and ring. Like that. Okay. And look at how we end. B flat. Brang. All right. A7 is just your single finger there. All right. Play chords up. If you're on a ukulele, play chords. If you're on a baritone, let's rock. 1, 2, 3, 4. to number 3. Back to 11. Jump down to 21. Whoop. All right, pretty not great, but not terrible either, right? I'd be happy with that if I ever pulled it off. And of course, my last note, I was going to get fancy. I'm on, okay, bar on 7, pinky on 10, and I'm like, oh, I can put the bass note in, but then I go whack, right? That's why you do your bar chord worksheet every day, okay? Don't be a Gary. Do your bar chord worksheet. It'll make you a better player. All right, let's see what's next. So then let's go take a look at Let It Be. And let's start the baritone since it's wrapped around my neck. And we peek through it. Measure 4. You have that crazy E minor-ish shape from ukulele. For baritone, it's a B minor-ish shape. Up on 7, so that's 5, 7, 8, 9. Right? And that's going to happen. And then at 6, you've got a bar on 7 with the F shape in front of that. Okay. What else do we got? That kind of weird little thing happening there at measure 9. That's just your A minor for baritone, D minor for ukulele, with your pinky on it there, right? So this shape with your pinky. Okay, you've seen that before. I think that might be the only weirdo chords in there. Yeah, measure 14, 0008. I don't know. That's just the wrong note. That's all there is to it. And so the Beatles keep doing that to us all the time. Oh, our big challenge at measure 19. Be ready for it. You're going to bar 7, right? But then you got to get your pinky all the way up to 12. Right? So that's the tough chord right there. I forgot that was hanging out in there. And when you get to number 20, this is another very common thing. You see 5, 5, 5, 7. And you want to remember that 7's on the first string, so it's here, right? So it's a C major 7th there. And we don't want, it's easy to get that upside down and put your 7 up here on the 4th string. We which is a very different chord. And so just be aware not to read it upside down accidentally. Oh, and then the ending, guys. And I know the ending feels like a lot when you first encounter it, but you got a D shape at 12, or G shape for you baritone player, or guitar. D shape for baritone, G shape for ukulele. And then you're going to go to your G minor shape on 10. Same shape at 8. Then you're going to go back to that D shape at 7. And then down to 5. And then you go all the way down to 1 and 3. Okay, and then you come back up to a regular G chord, D chord for baritones. And then a high bar. And then this D shape or G shape at 7. Okay, so there's shapes that make sense. The one you got to remind yourself of is your G minor shape, D minor on baritone, and that's on 10. And that little thing right there, it looks way worse on the paper than it is. It's actually kind of pretty to drop in that at the end. And we don't go fast, right? We're not going to go fast. My favorite measure could also be labeled measure 7. Are we talking measure 17? We got to be talking about the previous song. Let me go peek real quick. In my life, measure 17. E minor 7th. Elizabeth, are we talking about Let It Be? 17. Oh, are you're saying, hey, could we label that properly? I've got it mislabeled as a G, don't I? I think what happened was I just changed the chord. I think that's what I do. That sometimes you're playing along, and the sheet music says you should use this is a G chord, and you go and you're like, that sounds weird, and then you go check it, and you're like, and it just doesn't quite get there. And yeah, so that's a good point. The chord that I am showing you at 17 in the tab is different than the chord I'm showing you. What did I do there? It was probably a G7, and I was like, that's stupid. Let's use a minor 7th instead. Yeah, let's label that. So this is on, am I on the baritone sheet? So on baritone, that is, whoops, an A minor 7th, E minor 7th, E minor 7th. I don't know. That's a D minor, A minor. So you're coming out of a C shape. Oh, that's right. Now I remember what I did there, Elizabeth. I was trying to mimic the bass line that doesn't exist on our instruments. So you love the F in that measure. Measure 17? There's no F in measure 17. How about this, Elizabeth? I know I have the wrong chord name there, so I'm going to fix that. But send me an email with a little bit more specifics about what you're talking about to make sure I'm understanding what you're asking. So no hurry, Elizabeth, but I do need to change that one chord name. Because it really should be, oh, I see, C chord, F chord on ukulele, G chord, C chord on ukulele, D minor 7th for ukulele, A minor 7th for baritone. Okay, so the chord name is wrong, but the tablature is right. I don't know how many times in life I'm going to do that. Get the tablature exactly down on what you want, and then goof up something very basic in the up above. Guess what I work on mostly? Tabs. All right, so we're playing the baritone first. Ukulele players, you're on your own here. We got a lot of chords coming at you. Most of them you should know. Most of them. Okay. 2-beat count in. Let's not go fast. 1, 2. What did I do here? Back to number 2. Let it go for just a second, then go. Okay, last time to number 2. Sorry. we've gone on to 26, right? And then here you go. Redo that one more time. I want to go back to 28 because I missed the first chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way it's supposed to be. Bonk. All right, pretty good little song. Pretty hard. I don't know if it's hard to play. You guys will let me know if it's hard to play. But what's happening here is very definitely my entire brain is involved with this, right? Like there's no moment where I'm getting to relax at all through that whole thing. And it's the same thing 3 times through, and it is a tiny bit repetitive. But holy cow, you're all over the place. So if you're struggling with this a little bit, it absolutely makes sense, right? I mean, that's a pretty challenging piece. All right, so quick vote. Those of you who are logged in, 1 more week on that, or are you done with it and ready to put it in the can for a while? We can do 1 more week on it, or we can call it good and move on to some other stuff. It's a pretty famous song. It'd be nice to be able to play it. And I think the arrangement, the biggest disappointment is that little chord run that has to show up there 3 different times. It just doesn't have that bump 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 thing in that Paul would have put in with his baritone, with his bass guitar. We don't have those notes, and I don't want it to go plink plink plink, right? So I got to kind of create that situation. It's kind of like the idea. Kat says 1 more week. Okay, and Kat's very, very, very like Kat knows things. And so if Kat says we need 1 more week, we probably need 1 more week, guys. Jennifer's into 1 more week. All right, so unless Kamos and Elizabeth are like, heck no, I'm sick of it. I'm done with this thing. So we'll do 1 more week with Let It Be. I'm perfectly fine with that, by the way. I think I can play it better. Let's get the ukulele version out and do it. Okay. Now I've gotten kind of thumbsy here tonight. Ouch. All right. Don't do that to your ukulele. It's not that great on it. All right. So Kamos is in. So Elizabeth, I don't know what your vote is, but you're out. Okay. Let's play the ukulele version of it. And I didn't do a great job on the intro either, so let's do that. I think part of the reason why I'm being very thumbsy, part of that is a safety factor for me. Like I know that it's going to sound great with the thumb, and I know that you know that it's going to sound great with the thumb. However, always after once you get this song where you basically know what you're doing, go back through and always work on it with your claw as well. A lot of times it won't sound as good. But sometimes it'll sound better, and for sure what it'll really do is continue to develop your skill set around that attack strategy. So this business of plucking is not going away, and the really great ukulele players, not so much Jake, right? Jake's a rock and roll guy, so he likes to do a lot of technique and weirdo stuff, and a lot of percussion. But then that other level of really top players, there is most of the time you watch them, they're doing a whole lot of grabbing this way. And so that's why I want you to keep you focused in on, yes, it's going to sound great with your thumb, but it's also going to sound great with this claw position as you develop that and continue to work on that a little bit. So think of yourself less as a ukulele graduate and more as a classical guitar student, right? And I use guitar specifically because it's a very different technique than most guitarists play. Most guitarists don't play that way, whereas classical guitarists, you will 99% of their time is here, and then when they do have to strum, it's so funny that they go right, like it's really complicated for them. Whereas if you watch flamenco players, their hands are just moving like crazy, but it's a different technique, right? And so I want you to think of yourself as this person plucking out these notes like you're Johann Sebastian Bach. And it's 18, what does he die? 1750, 1749, and you're trying to get as many bleepity bleepity bleeps into your music as possible. So again, play it with your thumb, sounds great, but then go back and definitely work each song with your claw position just to continue to develop that. All right, that's my words of advice. From the top, 2-beat count in, big strum at the first, and then it's not what I played last time. It's not hard, right? 3/4, 1/2, same shape. Okay, that's what's really there. And then a nice long fermata there. Okay, all right, here we go. 1, 2. Go. Back to 1. Last time to the top. seconding. Okay, get it right. Oh. Ow. It's a good arrangement, right? It's pretty darn good, right? If they'll just start making ukuleles with bass strings on them, then we would have this thing nailed to the wall. But it's really lovely. I think it works. And I don't think I'd change anything except for, as Elizabeth said, the chord mistake there at 17. It's not a C chord, it's a D minor 7th. And Gary does that a lot, right? Put in the melody, put in the rhythm first, put in the melody, put in the chords that I think go on there, and then I play through it, and I'm like, okay, now we need to change this chord, and we need to change that chord, and we need to redo this fingering, and blah, blah, blah. And then after about 17 days, it finally spits out of your ukulele. And then I make you guys play it. So, all right, we have 2 new songs this week. So, baritone players is where you kind of have to use your spidey sense and say, thank you, Elizabeth. One of the things I've learned over the years is don't ignore Elizabeth. She says ignore my comments. No, I never would do that, Elizabeth. You are a very valuable member of our community. Michelle. I didn't put that in the book yet either, did I? I think maybe I did. Hold on. Hold, please. Michelle, guitar. Michelle, no, I did not put it in here. All right, let me go grab it. I play from my laptop, guys, and then I don't forget to put it into the iPad when it's time to get serious. All right, now Michelle, I have not gotten the updated sheet music. You'll know because it doesn't have a cute little graphic on the members page. So that will be hopefully coming this week is the updated sheet music. It'll still be the same melody. It'll still be most everything will be the same, but the standard notation will look a whole lot better. Okay, I usually don't change it that much. I'm really just trying to bring the tough uke line and slap it down onto the chords and lyric line with 2 colors, blue and black, so that you can see the arrangement and the melody at the same time. For most of you guys that have grown up with me in tablature, you don't need that stuff. But for people who've studied music and are very committed to standard notation, they find that super helpful. And I get it, right? I just have sort of been a little bit of an outlier in how important I think that is. And I should have not resisted as long as I did, probably. All right, I think most of it was this darn high G ukulele and reentrant tuning. It turns it into chaos, and I have enough chaos in my life. All right, let me add this into this playlist, and then we'll be ready to roll. So, Michelle, ukulele baritone. Okay, good. We're going to look at, I think what we'll do, we'll just do them both on ukulele. Baritone players, you're smart. You know how to follow along. So, Michelle, ma belle, these are words that go together. You see the flat note there? Go together well, my Michelle. Okay, so pay attention. When you see a flat sign, that usually means something weird's going to happen there. Michelle, ma belle, sont les mots qui vont très bien ensemble. Très bien ensemble. Now pay attention at measure 11. You got that triplet, right? And so holds ensemble, très bien ensemble, right? And then you got more triplets here. Love you, I love you, I love you. Don't you love how I sing? This is how to ruin the Beatles. So study them with Gary. That's all. And then you got to rest at the beginning of 15. Take it seriously unless you're on tough uke. And then, of course, you're going to drop that chord in there. Clunk, F7. That's all I want to say. Clunk until I find a way. Right? So on that situation, that way, these days I'm putting in slurs. right? 3, 1, way. I will, and then look at the melody here. This is the stuff that drives you bananas. It's a pretty good song, but then you get, I will, blomp, 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 bum, bum, bum. I don't know. It's just hard to turn that into something. So that's a place where you really don't want to be on melody. You'd love to be on tough uke right there, because at least the chords are moving around underneath it a little, but the melody's going nowhere. So then we get to 22, and we go back to 7. Come back, play it a second time. Looks like we play it a third. No, we don't play it a third time. We play through the repeat at 22 the second time. So you're going to keep going the second time. I love you, right? Bong. And I think that's just melodic stuff. Here again, you don't want to be on the melody. You'd love to be on the tough uke because there's stuff happening there. And then, and then we get a B diminished. Look at that, a diminished chord. You know we're going to get there and it's going to go whank, right? It's going to be awesome. And then when we get to measure 28, you're going to go back, before you do that, DSL coda, you're going to go back to number 13, okay? And that's your second time through. So the repeat, it will say, I love you, I love you, I love you. I think you know by now. I'll get to you somehow. Until I do, I'm telling you, you'll understand. I love you, right? Or actually, when you get there to the third time, at 28, the third time we hit there, you're going to jump down to 28. So, new, understand, Michel, ma belle, blah, 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 très bien ensemble. And then we got a third page, right? I will say the only words I know that you'll understand, my Michelle. Okay, understand, right? There's a sharp there, C sharp, underneath that A7. One of the things that comes up, and I'm pretty good at it, but not great, is when a lot of times when songs mix flats and sharps. And if you're in a flat key signature, you tend to want to have flats in the standard notation. Tend to, but when you get to a note like that, it's an A7. A7, everybody thinks of A7 as having a C sharp and not a D flat, and so that's when you have to you obey the chord kind of thing. Okay, let's see how we do. Just one time, let's just play the whole thing through so you have a chance to get your hands around it, and then let's see how tough it's going to be. So from the beginning, when we'll stop when it gets weird. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then I would go with just move my index finger. Whoop. So you want to hit that G7 chord pretty hard. Okay, you got to B diminish here, so 1 and 2. So what you want to do is you want to put on these 3 fingers. And then slide forward up to 4. Isn't that hilarious? And okay, you can hear diminished, diminished, resolve, right? So and then you got to switch from the A. This goes all the way back to the strumming book in book 1. My Michelle. So you're going to want to think that through a little bit, because you've got to have this on for the A at the beginning of 5. And then you have to switch real quick to the E7. And then you have this stupid, what is it, an F note. Which doesn't fit anything. So maybe use these fingers to leave your index finger available. Okay, that'll take some thinking through, I think. All right, from 7, go. So just grab the full G minor 7th right there. Okay, it looks a little bit like a B flat, only it's easier. Okay. and then the next note, the zeros. That's a little easier there. There's your D minor with two sets of triplets. Okay, and there's only one way to do this. Okay, get your minor shape on, and then your pinky is going to be your friend here, and you just got to talk it into cooperating. Okay, so you're going to hit the chord, pinky, no pinky, chord, pinky, no pinky, and then the pinky's got to jump down and tuck under to number 7 here. Okay, I don't write the songs. Okay, that's the wrong note. John or Paul, and then back to a normal D minor. Okay, now jump down to your F7, regular shape. Lay your bar down to get those 2 notes together. And then a B flat, but you don't need the full B flat. You just need 1, 2, and 3 on. Okay, regular A7. Regular minor shape. Until I find a. All right, 2, 2, 2, 3. Oh, here's what you want to do. You want to put your D minor shape on, A minor for baritone. Put that on, and then put your 3 down. Okay, and then pluck your pinky. Watch what I'm doing. Here's my pinky. Okay, that's what you're trying to do. Okay, pluck with your right hand. Pluck with your left pinky. That's what you want to do there. You really do. Way, back to the pinky. I will A, D minor, open, F sharp minor, or F augmented. There's an augmented chord. Oh my God, they never show up right. It sounds amazing there. Regular F chord, D minor, B major 7, A chord. So let's go back through it. Look at this. This is sweet. Okay, so you're at 19. D minor shape on, A minor shape if you're on guitar, on baritone. Okay, then here you have a lot of weird fingering choices, none of them good. I think I'm probably just going to lay a bar in here. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that at all. I think I'm going to put 1, 2, and then 3 up over there. Okay, so if I'm coming out of this, so I think that's probably going to be your best bet. Index, middle, and then ring up here. That's the chord you want to get right. How often do you get to play augmented chords? Not very often. And when you do, they always sound stupid. This is amazing. This sounds great. I'm going to use this in one of my songs. And then what do we got here? Oh, B major 7. That's so cool. Okay, so that section, it's definitely playable. You want it right, spend a little bit of time on that. Okay, now let's go into 23. Yeah, you'd repeat there, you'd come back. Second time through, you go onto 23. You just play through the repeat. Keep going, go. Boom. Do you hear how weird it was? It was all weird, and then now this. Because it's the wrong chord. You've been playing D minor like you're supposed to in this song, and then all of a sudden here's a major chord. I love you chord, and then back to your C chord. Get this one right. Up. Wom ba da da dum. Wom bum 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 bum. Okay, and then you hit that 0. Now you're going to go back to 13. What's happening at 13? It's those triplets, right? So we would play through that again. Okay, and then the last time you come through, you're not going to play that one little section there. So it's 23 to 27. We're only playing it one time, and then you want to make it count because it's definitely a bridge back to the beginning or a bridge back to whatever you were doing before. It's so hilarious. I love you, I love you, I love you. That's really funny. Okay, and then the last time you come through it, the third time you hit 28, you're going to jump down to 28. Third time you end at 22, you jump down to 28, and then we're going to go back to the beginning idea. Go from 28, ready, play. Make sure you get that triplet in there. Ensemble, I will say the only, page 3, words I know that you'll understand, my Michelle. Oh yeah, that's cool. So there is actually a name for what happens when you get to measure 38, right? You're playing in D minor. The whole time you've been playing this sad, kind of dreary little sound. Not the whole time, but lots of the time. You're playing along D minor, D minor, D minor, and then when you come to the end and you end up in a D chord, right? It brings this nice little brightness to it. It's called a Picardy third. Just know it doesn't matter that it's called that, but when you're going in and running around a minor key, and then when you get to the end and you wrap it up and you put it into a major key, kind of a common thing that used to be done a lot more than it is these days. And LG's been, he says, hey, play it claw technique. So I'm gonna write claw on here, okay? And so thanks, LG. I'll give it a shot. Okay, so I think there's some exciting things in this one. So I hope you're up for it. I hope you spend a little bit of time on it. And certainly not their most popular song. And I don't know. Apparently they're in love with a girl who doesn't speak English. that's about all I know about it. And you get to, I mean, if you're a singer, you get to sing some French. I said the word croissant today without irony. I meant to say it, croissant. All right. So now we won't go through the baritone version, but guys, you have the same exact things, same exact shapes, and all that stuff. And so let me know if you have any questions, or Elizabeth, when you find the wrong chords, please let me know. And then I will get you the better quality, the higher quality standard notation. Okay, so maybe I will, so since we're going to keep Let It Be, and then we'll add Michelle here this week, so I probably won't add another song other than Rainbow Connection, so that we're back to 3 songs. 4 is too much to do. It's already 8 o'clock, and I hate to keep you late. So let's talk really quickly about Rainbow Connection. It's important that that doesn't go here. I think, where did I put it? Oh God, Gary. Cancel. Go here. Go to R. Go to ukulele. All right, so this is the high quality sheet music, right? How you're going to know going forward, if it's got blue notes on it, that's the good stuff. When I was running through this, nothing is particularly crazy. There is in measure 10, you have a 7, 8, 9, okay, and it's important to get those 3, okay, and probably even plucking it, right? But don't hit this top string, okay? A bad thing will happen if you do, okay? Okay, so that all is stuff you've seen a zillion times. Remember at measure 18, we have an it says F major, but your note is a 7, so it's really an F major 7th. So it's easy to play, but just make sure you get that. Don't get it turned upside down, because it'll turn into a minor chord, and you'll think that I'm a bad arranger. We've seen this before. We hate it, but at 22, you do have your B minor shape, right? That's for, you're just going to have to live with that. This is something that happens on a ukulele. And then you got to get that pinky on 5. And then middle finger to get that 3. So it's not pleasant, but we've done it before, and we'll do it again, and we'll do it many times in the future, I'm sure. Then you're back in first position. No big deal at 30, just a plain old set bar chord. Hit 32, you go back to the beginning, play back through a second time, and then the second and third repeats, you play 31 and 32. So 31 and 32 is your first time through. 33 on is second and third repeat. So you're supposed to play it 3 times through. And again, everything, it's just more of the same down there in 33 to 40, that's your second time through. And then your third time through, you're going to go 33 to 37 and then jump to 41. I hope that's clear. Did I put that in the notes? Yeah, so I did put the repeats up there if you get confused. It is a little confusing. But I would say that this is going to be way more playable than Let It Be, which should theoretically make you sound better. I hope it makes me sound better, but I think you'll have a great time. Get Kermit in your brain, and I think you're going to really have fun with this one. And I wish I knew how to pronounce the name that Kemal escaped to her frog. It means airport in Haitian. So yeah, love Rainbow Connection and Kermit. Kermit is going to be giving the commencement speech, and I'm going to mess it up. I think the University of Maryland this year. And there was a super cute picture on Google of Kermit with his hat on, getting ready to do it. So, I'm sure I'm messing it up. Iwapo likes it, but he's been hanging out in the gutter out of reach. Is there such a thing as a petting a frog? There's, it just ain't easy being green. I think we know that, right? Game honest. You love it, and I sound like Kermit the Frog, so I better like Kermit the Frog. All right. I miss going to rehearsal so much, Elizabeth. I got to listen in finally last night because we've moved harmonica, and I get to listen in for a couple weeks, and it's just such a joy to hear that big group playing together. And I know it sounds way better in the building than it does on the recording, but yeah, they are lucky. They are. New Mexico. I don't know. I don't know if they're lucky or not, but they're going to get me. So thank you guys for being here. You're always very kind and very sweet. As always, my email box is always open to you guys, and please send me a note. I know that being members, I want you to get the really good stuff all of the time, and I feel like I owe that to you. And please, again, talk to your people. Get them through book 1 on the site, even if you have to personally take them through it. You guys know how to play it. You've seen me teach you this stuff a zillion times. Get people through the book 1 because they want to be playing this kind of music, and the only way to do that is to get through that darn book 1 and probably book 2 as well. So, all right, guys, thanks for everything. I will see you next Wednesday, and keep making it happen. Peace.